So I came across the most fucking asinine thing I've ever read just recently, and I feel like talking about it in a video. Here we go. PS5 owners are now treated like black people in 1939 USA. We are now second-class gamers, and neither Sony or Square care about us anymore. Just like black people had to give up their civil rights, we PS gamers are having to forfeit our exclusives. This is in response to Square Enix laying out its new business plan that involves releasing their games multi-platform. I mean, what the fuck do you even say in response to this? Let's just get the obvious out of the way. You're not oppressed whatsoever just because a game studio is deciding to not release its games solely on your preferred piece of plastic anymore. And what is this fucking parasocial garbage? Neither Sony or Square care about us anymore. Sony is a multi-billion-dollar electronics corporation. They also have a movie division and a music division, and I don't know the exact worth of Square Enix, but I mean, come on. They have the Final Fantasy franchise under their belt, so they're obviously loaded too. Think about this logically for a second. Do you think either of these two conglomerates give a single shit about you and your need for certain games to come out on the platform you prefer to play on because you want to feel some sort of stupid superiority? You're nothing but a dollar sign to them. Just because you throw some money their way and use their platform does not mean they feel compelled to owe you shit. And lastly, and this is something that has been bothering me for a while and something I've wanted to talk about for a while, I fucking hate all of these crybaby PlayStation fanboys who have been whining about Sony exclusives going over to PC. I remember some outrage going on when Ghost of Tsushima ported onto PC, or at least when it was announced that it was going to be ported onto PC. There goes another PlayStation exclusive going onto another platform. We're losing our exclusive games. And to that I say, good, and I play on a PS5. It is my platform of choice. I don't really have anywhere in my tiny ass room to put a PC and a computer desk and all that shit, so a console is just more convenient for me. And yes, part of the reason why I went with a PS5 as opposed to a Series X is because the exclusives appeal to me more. And I am perfectly content with being a part of the PlayStation ecosystem. What I'm also perfectly content with is people who play on other platforms being able to play Sony's exclusives. People decry gloom and doom over the prospect of Microsoft making their games multi-platform, and I just think it's so fucking silly. Microsoft has gobbled up major third-party publishers like Bethesda, Activision Blizzard. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow I wake up and hear that Microsoft acquired EA or Take-Two or whatever other major third-party publisher you want to spitball out there. And I fucking hate that precedent. Instead of using your infinite amount of money to invest in the studios you already have under your belt, or to recruit talent from the industry and create new IPs that actually compel people to hop over to your platform, if your pockets are deep enough, you can all of a sudden declare that a major third-party publisher whose games have been multi-plat for decades is now yours and gate their games behind your platform. But that doesn't seem to be the route that Microsoft is taking. Clearly, as time goes by, they have been caring less and less about Xbox hardware. Game Pass has shown to not be a viable business model. Microsoft has been shuttering studios because they haven't been satisfied with the returns games like Hi-Fi Rush has made. Because surprise, surprise, if you offer a subscription service where people can download your exclusives day one for free, people are not going to pay full price for your games. So Microsoft seems to be embracing the multi-plat route now, and don't get me wrong, I'd rather Microsoft not buy up major third-party publishers at all, but so long as we continue to live in the capitalist hellhole we are in, and companies just continue to expand with only symbolic pushback, like that song and dance with the FTC Microsoft had with the Activision Blizzard deal that lasted for like 2 years, I'll take them embracing going multi-plat over walling all of these franchises that were previously multi-plat behind the Xbox ecosystem. Same thing with Sony. I don't mind them releasing their games on other platforms either, which, at least for right now, is only the PC. PC like 2 years after a game releases. Why should I have any fucking problem with a wider audience being able to play games that were previously exclusive on another platform they didn't play on or likely even care for? Cool, more people get to play Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us, God of War, Spider-Man, and all of these other games that I think are fucking great, that I am sure these influx of new players also love. The days of console exclusives seem to be going away, and I am perfectly fine with that. We're in a day and age where games are taking more time to create and more money to fund. And boarding your games up behind one platform isn't viable like it used to be because you need to see a sufficient enough return to compensate the amount of money you poured into this game. And again, since games are getting more and more expensive to fund, the more viable route now is allowing as many people to play your game as possible. You could either embrace that this is likely the future we are heading down and be happy at the idea that you could possibly have more options on your preferred platform, or you could stick to this stupid tribalist mindset where you need to feel superior over other people, all because you chose to play on one piece of plastic over the other. If your source of validation is the game console you chose to buy, having exclusives that the others don't, then yeah, you have a really fucking sad life. But yeah, I'd rather see these companies compete in terms of hardware and which console provides the better and more unique experience, as opposed to which console has the better games that are shackled to one ecosystem. I see it as a win for the consumers. They won't miss out on titles regardless of what platform they choose, and it incentivizes companies to create hardware that aims to provide the best user experience. Though Nintendo strikes me as the kind of company that would rather go bankrupt than release their games on other platforms. But if against all odds Nintendo came out tomorrow and said, hey, we're going to be releasing our games multiplat, you won't hear any complaining from me. In fact, I'll be saying at least we can finally play Switch games on competent hardware. There is nothing wrong with titles that were previously exclusive to one platform releasing on other platforms. Be happy that more people can now finally play the games that you love. Tribalism is nothing but a plague on the gaming industry. That's all I have to say. Bye-bye.